Chris Brown has to pay out a whopping $13 million. 50 Cent is set to perform for an event for Trump Jr. These are the stories that we are following today. Let's talk about what is going on with Chris Brown and his hefty judgment where he has to shell out major cash. Viewer discretion is advised as there are graphic details about what happened to Chris Brown's housekeeper, which involves violence and may be disturbing to some. This video also involves my opinion, and therefore everything is allegedly. Chris Brown is facing a hefty financial blow after a California jury ordered him to pay $13 million in damages due to a dog attack that occurred at his home in December 2020. The case centers around Maria Avila, a housekeeper who suffered severe injuries when she was attacked by a 200-pound Caucasian Shepherd dog named Hades. So the dog reportedly was some type of shepherd. I had expected it to be a Rottweiler or something. Chris Brown claimed the dog was used for security purposes. The dog attack left Maria with lasting physical and emotional trauma, including facial injuries, nerve damage, vision loss, and mobility issues. This is just terrible that this woman endured this. The incident, which took place while Maria was taking out the trash at Brown's Tarzana property, poor woman was just doing her job, taking out the trash. This incident has led to a significant legal judgment against the singer and his company, Black Pyramid LLC. Chris Brown, along with his company, has been hit with a $13 million judgment, so he has lost this case. Originally, I believe the housekeeper was asking for $90 million. I guess this is how he wound up in court instead of settling outside of court. According to the blast, this lawsuit is a civil suit coming from a dog attack that occurred at his California home in December of 2020. It happened nearly 5 years ago. Court cases take time. This seems to be the case, especially with celebrity, because they have the funds to drag things out, in hopes that the case will just go away. The bulk of the $13 million in damages will go to the housekeeper. Part of it goes to her sister for pain and suffering for witnessing the incident. Part of it goes to her husband. On Tuesday, June 30th, this past Tuesday, a California jury reached a verdict in a civil case against Chris Brown. The singer's former housekeeper, Maria Avila, filed a lawsuit claiming that Brown's negligence led to a dog attack that left her disfigured. Reportedly, in her court testimony, Maria told the jury that she feared for her life during the attack. I can just imagine. She said that at first he attacked part of my face and then he grabbed my arm. He dragged me. Well, this just sounds terrifying. She says that he bit a part of her arm, dragged her some distance. She does not know the distance. Poor woman. Maria said that she saw Chris Brown after she had been attacked, but he didn't make a 911 call. Instead, he asked his team to do it. This is not a good look for Chris Brown. Sounds like precious time was wasted where, instead of calling 911 himself, he let his team call 911. The trial lasted for 2 weeks. It took the jury only 2 weeks to determine that Chris Brown must pay. It ended with the jury siding with Maria. The judge ordered Chris Brown and his company, Black Pyramid LLC, to pay $12.9 million in damages to the housekeeper. Apparently, this was originally reported by Billboard. In addition to Maria, the injured party in the lawsuit against Chris Brown included her sister, Patricia Avila, and her husband, Oscar Olivo. Her sister was paid, and her husband was paid also. She worked alongside her sister at Chris Brown's property when this incident occurred. Maria, who is her sister, claimed emotional distress. Can you imagine seeing your sister attacked like this? She testified that she was traumatized after holding her sister, who'd been severely injured and was bleeding profusely following the dog attack. Sounds like some powerful testimony. Oscar, who is the injured party's husband, on the other hand, claimed loss of consortium. He said that his wife's injuries left physical and psychological trauma that negatively affected their intimacy and marriage. I'm surprised that he didn't get even more. Patricia and Oscar also received damages in this case. $885,000 awarded to Patricia and $50,000 is to be paid to the victim's husband. In 2021, Maria claimed that Chris Brown was responsible for the dog attack that happened at Brown's mansion in Tarzana. The housekeeper said that she was taking out trash when the singer's massive Caucasian shepherd, Hades, attacked her out of nowhere. Wow, this was a shepherd? That sounds like some pit bull or Rottweiler behavior to me. Maria claimed no one came to her rescue while she was being attacked, But when Brown heard, he told his team to get the dogs and disperse before authorities and paramedics arrived. One report said he told his team to call 911. This report says that he told his team to disperse. Maybe he told them to call 911 and then to disperse, is what I am thinking. So this is allegedly. And 911 later arrived and rushed her to the hospital. She suffered facial trauma, severe damage to her arm, vision loss, nerve damage, and lasting mobility issues. Like I said, this is not a good look for Chris Brown. He needs to come up with a better plan to secure his dogs. The incident also had a lasting impact, with Maria is claiming she had severe PTSD and developed a fear of dogs. Reportedly, Chris Brown had already admitted partial responsibility for the attack before the trial. It said that in a pretrial legal stipulation, Chris Brown admitted negligence, stating that Maria was entitled to some damages, but noted that when it came to the monetary value, there was a difference of opinion. Reportedly, the housekeeper was initially seeking $90 million in damages. With the admission of partial responsibility, the case focused on how much Chris Brown was at fault instead of whether he was at fault or not. So, in the argument in court, Chris Brown's attorney argued that Chris Brown was not fully responsible for the attack, claiming that Maria went out alone despite being warned that the dogs were not friendly. What's more, the singer said Hades wasn't his personal pet. He claims that the dog was owned by his head of security and was on the property as a guard dog. So if the head of security owned the dog, how did you get on the hook for this? I'm thinking probably because the dog was in your care. It also makes you wonder, was there an effort to let his security take the fall for this? Now, this is what Chris Brown had said. He said, "I'm not 100% responsible for it, but I accept what happened," he testified. So apparently Chris Brown took the stand and had some explaining to do, so as to why he didn't call 911 himself and left the property before authorities arrived. He claimed he wanted to avoid the media circus due to his celebrity status. That move probably counted against him in the case. The jury was probably thinking that this was too serious of a situation for you to be worried about your celebrity status. It appears the jury was buying what Chris was putting down, and the verdict was in favor of the housekeeper. Of note, although the housekeeper was asking for $90 million, she was only awarded a portion of this. $13 million is still a hefty win. Although the cost of living in California is high, she may be able to live off this for the rest of her life. Chris Brown is turning his attention to another trial, this time involving assault charges. I tell you, this man cannot stay out of trouble for nothing. It seems like controversy follows this man. Chris Brown is turning his attention to another trial, this time involving assault charges. Seems like ever since he got into the altercation with Rihanna back in the day, there has been non-stop controversy for Chris Brown. He went from the squeaky clean image back in his Tell Me Have You Seen Her days to These Chicks Ain't Loyal. After that, it was on and popping. It seems like dude cannot stay out of controversy. Reportedly, Chris Brown is facing charges of attempting to cause grievous bodily harm in his next trial. This after an incident at a London nightclub that prosecutors say was unprovoked. This incident happened allegedly in February of 2023. An altercation between Chris Brown and music producer Abraham Diao occurred at the VIP section of a nightclub at which the singer allegedly punched, kicked, and hit Diao with a bottle. On top of that, the incident was caught on surveillance video. However, reportedly, it wasn't until May of 2025 that he was arrested and posted a $6.7 million bail. He pleaded not guilty to this incident and is due to appear in court in October. We will have to wait and see if he will have to pay out again. Considering some of the incident was caught on film, I'm thinking he will wind up of paying in this incident as well. The guy is asking for almost $7 million. I'm thinking he will get a cool $1 to $2 million. Let me know what you think. However, reportedly, Murphy told Billboard, after more than 5 years of litigation against Chris Brown, we are thrilled that we were able to get justice for our client. I'm sure that you were, and in the tune of $13 million, according to this article from The Blast. They said that they were able to get justice for their client, Patricia, and they are all so happy for her and her family after everything they went through on that horrible day, that it was an honor to represent her. What is he going to say after he won the case? Basically, Chris Brown had also claimed that the dog was kept for security purposes and was not his personal pet. I guess since this was not his personal pet, that's why Black Pyramid has to pay as well. Black Pyramid is Chris Brown's clothing line. I'm just making assumptions here. Verdict arrived 4 days after Chris Brown began a co-heading tour with Usher that will play in stadiums across the U.S. this summer. He will make that money back and then some by going on tour. Apparently, his Breezy Bowl tour grossed a whopping $295.5 million. With that said, he will make that money back that he has to pay to the Housekeeper and then some on his upcoming tour with Usher. Some are speculation he may make $1 billion on the upcoming tour. Reportedly, Chris is the best-selling R&B singer of all time. He has surpassed Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, as well as his idol, Michael Jackson. This is what he posted to his Instagram page, showing he has sold 163 million albums, and he is still in his 30s. The talent is there. He just might need to see anger management or something to help him with his personal life. Although it can be trying being a celebrity, you have got to exercise self-control, in my opinion. Being caught on film throwing a bottle at someone is not what's up. So yes, the talent is there, but so are the court cases. Just saying. My thought is that there is going to be media attention when somebody is injured at Chris Brown's home, whether he calls 911 or not. However, it was in the heat of the moment, and hopefully he will make better decisions in the future. Moving along from Chris and his issues, let's talk 50 Cent and the backlash he is receiving. Ebro is calling out rapper 50 Cent for performing at Trump Jr.'s club. 50 Cent is set to play the executive branch on July the 3rd, the eve of America's 250th anniversary. Now, as we see, people, entertainers have been pulling out of this event left and right. Apparently, 50 Cent didn't get the memo or just don't care and will be performing for Trump Jr.'s party. But he is not the only one. Other black male performers will be performing, such as Busta Rhymes and Ja Rule. Not 50 Cent and Ja Rule performing at the same venue. That should be interesting. And at a Trump Jr. event? Let me know what y'all think about this. I believe T.I. done already alleged that 50 Cent is a Trump supporter, so looks like everyone didn't ghost Trump. According to Complex, 50 Cent is reportedly gearing up to celebrate America's 250th anniversary at Donald Trump Jr.'s members-only MAGA Club, and Ebro Darling is not happy about it. This is the first that I've heard that 50 Cent was slated to perform, but I don't hear anybody else calling him out on this. On the latest episode of the Ebro Laura Rosenberg show, Darling reacted to Monday's reports that 50 Cent is playing the executive branch, which Trump Jr. co-owns. Will be playing on July the 3rd. Ebro said, "I don't like it." He said this around the 43-minute 15-second mark of his video. In addition to Fifth, Ebro highlighted Ja Rule, Busta Rhymes, and Timbaland, all of whom, per a person with ties to the club, have performed there in the past. "I know y'all don't need the money," Darden said of the group. Now, I don't think 50 Cent needs the money. He has shows he produces on cable television. He is buying up land in Louisiana to expand his film business. So it is probably not solely for the money that 50 is performing. But if the price is right, you never know. Does he want the controversy that it brings? He seems to like controversy. Will this cause backlash against 50 Cent? Will he get the Chrisette Michele treatment where people just go in? Or will he get the Snoop Dogg treatment where people seem to just move on? Seems like men in the entertainment industry get a pass. Ja Rule, per the Washington Times, hosted a party at the club on June the 13th. I don't remember anybody saying anything about this, but let it had been a black woman, oh, all heck would have broke loose. Ja Rule hosted a party at the club before the UFC 250 fight at the White House. Why are we just now hearing about this? Could it be that he is a male rapper? Seem like men get passes as opposed to women, in my opinion. I guess these people are not worried about getting any type of backlash. All some of them are thinking about is probably the money they are being paid, in my opinion. Maybe not 50 Cent, but probably even 50 Cent probably has a price that makes him want to do it as well. Just depends how much the pay is. In the past, I believe he said he was offered $3 million and turned it down. It has been a long time since Ja Rule and Busta Rhymes have had hits, so it might be the money for them, is what I'm thinking. Ebro said that he believes that artists are appearing there because they want the business relationships and business opportunity. Well, I guess these gigs do pay, so there is the business opportunity. Ebro says, "I don't know what they're getting paid, but yeah, okay, maybe it is just a bag. Like they say, money talks. I can definitely see it being for the bag. And also, the backlash don't seem to last for long for some of these performers. So the money may outweigh the backlash. All just big money, is what Ebro said. Ebro said that he does not believe 50 Cent has ever voted. However, he said that it's still not a good move, and especially at a time where the communities where all of y'all come from are dealing with the fallout of all the BS. That's really the piece for me. Also said the other trash part about this whole thing, the crowd sucks. The crowd is all pale pink, no rhythm. You know it. Well, guess they don't care about that just so they get paid. Executive branch is situated in Washington, D.C.'s Georgetown neighborhood and charges a $500,000 annual membership fee. Co-founded by Trump Jr., Ed Malik, and Christopher Bouchurk in 2025. This news about 50 Cent follows previous claims that he turned down a $3 million offer to play Trump's Madison Square Garden rally in New York City because he's afraid of politics. I guess he gotten over that. So if he is being paid $3 million or more for this gig, I guess he may feel it is worth it. That is a lot of money to turn down for these celebrities. Reportedly in the past, 50 said, "I stay away from religion. I stay away from politics." According to an article in Complex, 50's professed fear of politics hasn't prevented 50 from criticizing some elected officials in recent months. What do y'all think about 50 Cent being set to perform on one of Trump Jr.'s events? Will y'all still support or nah? That's it for this video. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.